We drop the audience right into the most dramatic, jaw-dropping moment of the exchange. No warm-up, no slow context. The villain ignorant Republican makes a smug, overconfident jab on live TV, thinking they've cornered Jasmine Crockett. But within seconds, Crockett delivers a cutting, unforgettable response that flips the entire room. We frame this as the moment the balance of power shifted. The viewer feels the tension, the embarrassment of the villain, and the rising anticipation of Crockett's brilliance. The section ends with a FOMO-style cliffhanger that teases. But this was only the beginning. What happened next left the entire chamber stunned. This section zooms out to give the audience the necessary context, who this Republican figure is, why they walked into this debate already brimming with arrogance, and why Jasmine Crockett was the last person they should have underestimated. We frame the villain as the embodiment of ego, ignorance, and grandstanding, someone who came to the floor not to serve the people, but to score points for the cameras. Then we position Crockett as the unexpected but formidable hero, sharp, unflinching, and representing truth over theatrics. We weave in the political tension of the moment, emphasizing that this was more than a debate. It was a clash of values, arrogance versus dignity, noise versus truth, and the section with a cliffhanger. So, when the Republican finally opened their mouth to deliver their big challenge, nobody could have predicted just how badly it would backfire. Now the spotlight is on the confrontation itself. The villain finally makes their big move, an arrogant, loaded question or a smug statement meant to humiliate Crockett on live TV. We frame it cinematically. The room quiets, cameras zoom in, and tension thickens. The Republican is convinced they've set the trap, but Crockett doesn't flinch. Instead, she leans in, calm and razor-sharp, and begins dismantling the attack in real time. Every word lands like a hammer, exposing the hollowness of the villain's argument. The section should feel like a duel, arrogance versus precision to heighten the drama. We weave in audience reactions, murmurs in the chamber, journalists exchanging looks, social media lighting up with tweets like, "Did she really just say that?" The villain tries to recover, but every attempt only digs them deeper into embarrassment. And this section with a cliffhanger. But Crockett wasn't done. What came next would not just shut down the attack. It would leave the entire country talking. This is where Crockett completely flips the script. After calmly absorbing the villain's challenge, she goes on offense. With surgical precision, she takes the Republican's argument apart, point by point, exposing hypocrisy, contradictions, and ignorance. Each rebuttal lands harder than the last, and the villain's confidence visibly unravels. We dramatize the scene. The chamber reacts with gasps, suppressed laughter, even applause. Social media explodes. Hashtags trend within minutes. Memes are born in real time. Crockett isn't just winning the exchange. She's commanding the stage, and for a moment, it feels like the entire country is watching this one woman dismantle arrogance with truth. The villain attempts to interject, but every interruption only makes Crockett's poise stand out more. She holds her ground with dignity and delivers a knockout line, the kind of quote that will be replayed for weeks. End with a cliffhanger that sets up the final act. By the time she finished, the Republican wasn't just defeated, they were humiliated. But the real shock came after. When the ripple effect spread far beyond that chamber, this is where the dust settles, but the impact reverberates far beyond the room. The villain retreats in humiliation, visibly shaken and stripped of the arrogance they entered with. Crockett, on the other hand, stands taller than ever, embodying not just victory in a debate, but the spirit of accountability and truth. We expand the lens to show the ripple effect. Headlines the next morning frame it as a knockout moment. Clips go viral across platforms, with millions watching Crockett's dismantling in disbelief. Commentators and everyday Americans weigh in, praising her courage and clarity. The emotional peak comes in framing Crockett as more than a politician. She becomes a symbol of resilience, dignity, and the voice of those tired of corruption and arrogance. We close with a powerful moral reflection that arrogance will always collapse in the face of truth, and that moments like these remind America what leadership looks like: The final line leaves viewers with both inspiration and suspense. If this one clash could shake the nation, imagine what will happen the next time arrogance tries to stand against truth and loses.